This is the fourth time I'm recording this intro. Every single time when I do, it ends up being far too long. So I'm gonna try and summarize what is happening and how I'm dividing this video. First of all, I'm having a migraine, that's why I'm not wearing my makeup, and that's why I'm gonna be trying to control my own emotional reactions throughout all of the footage that you're gonna be seeing from here on end. Secondly, on Tuesday, the 29th of April, I believe it was the 29th. Yes, it was the 29th. Infinity Nikki has released on Steam, and it also has dropped 1.5 update. This update has, one, completely broken the game, to a point where PS5 players and mobile players still can't play it. Secondly, even if you can play the game, it is entirely bugged. Third, this update has completely overhauled the story by scrapping it. There is a new tutorial, and even the veteran players are being forced into it, and they're being told that the story that they have done in the past 5 months do not matter whatsoever at all, that is no longer the focus of the game, that is being scrapped and just thrown out. It is honestly a very disrespectful thing to do to your old veteran players. The new players instead get a very confused experience that not only does not work as a tutorial, but also introduces monetization features in your first 25 minutes of the game. Fantastic. Outside of that, the company behind this game has also ramped up monetization for the game by about 200%. So there are a lot of things that the population is unhappy about enough to be boycotting the game, even if there are lucky few that can still log in and play it, because that is no longer a guarantee thing. This game has been set on fire so badly, ruined with a singular update so badly, that I am not entirely sure that 1.6 will even happen. The update needs to be rolled back, or their update schedule needs to be entirely scrapped, as developers take months to fix the mess that they made right here. Meanwhile, they have entirely tanked their player engagement. They have insulted their fans repeatedly, multiple times. They have released a non-apology for things that people are protesting about, and they have been very silent ever since. This is a very unfortunate situation because it is a 5-day holiday inside China, and the developers will be forced to work through it. And part of the reason why this update may be the way that it is because they forced content that does not belong in this update into this update in order to make it bigger, in order to release on Steam. And it is obvious that some decisions were made absolutely the last minute, but this video is gonna be like 3 hours long minimum, so I'm gonna just launch you directly into the video, and I'm gonna be breaking it down into sections of story. We're gonna take a look at the new tutorial, we're gonna take a look at the old tutorial, I'm gonna explain to you what has happened and what has changed. Warning, when recording the new tutorial, I made a new account. I look very unhappy. That is because I am personally very unhappy. If you're confused as to why I look and act the way that I do, it is because it is personally very painful for me to go through the part of the game that completely negates 5 months of emotional investment that I have put into this game. Second part that I'm going to be talking about is the scummy monetization practices that have started 3 days before the new update and has continued deeply into the update, and the non-apology that the developers released about it. Chinese players are outright protesting on boycotting this game right now. Nobody's buying anything in it, nobody's logging into it. They're tanking the company any way, shape that's possible in order to win back these scaled down monetization features that used to be in this game before this update. Third thing that we're going to be talking about is bugs, because this is so highly bugged that you're going to be seeing several of those even as I just record the new tutorial to you, which is the tutorial that all new players are exposed to. Honestly, if I was a new player and I have encountered a crash 10 minutes into the game, I have been exposed to unresponsive menus that make me skip things, I've been having connection issues, I would probably put down this game. And I am one of the lucky few that has gotten through this tutorial twice now. One to show it to you, and one because the game forced this new tutorial onto absolutely everyone. Because a lot of people get soft locked into the tutorial. So even if they can launch the game, they can't progress it. Well, hey! And the fourth part of the video is gonna be miscellaneous mistakes that have been made with this update that don't fall into any of these three categories. In order to make this intro not this long, I'm just gonna launch you straight into the tutorial and story time Mirta, which is gonna be the first point that we're gonna be addressing. I'm trying to keep this short and sweet because this is not gonna be a short video, this is gonna be a super long video, and it is one that's important to make because none of Infinity Nikki influencers will dare to make this. This is their livelihood, this is how they make their money, so they have been very, very quiet about everything that has been happening. The rest of the players have been anything but quiet, but I feel like we live in the bubble and nobody sees outside of it, so let me introduce to you to the wacky world of the worst update in the history of mankind when it comes to this game that could very much potentially just outright kill it. Off to story time now. Welcome to story, guys. To make this confusing, I'm gonna drop you off where the game is gonna be dropping you off, which is into the new tutorial. I'm gonna show you the old start and the old tutorial a bit later, but this will explain half of what the people are being mad about when it comes to the story. The other half is the fact that through inserting a couple of lines, they have retconned a lot of the things that you have done inside the game by just diminishing its value entirely. By going, oh, that person was just really unreliable, despite the fact that they have gone through like this very, very big story. Actually, in this other world, they were an evil overlord and you killed them and then I reset the time. I'm getting ahead of myself, let's enter the game. I'm creating a new character, creating a new, Jesus Christ, a new account. They just gave me a whole floating outfit before I logged into the account. This thing is now lying over my screen. And the network isn't, yep, this is a great start. Mind you, this is the start that a lot of people experience. This is the start that every Steam user has experienced, which is great.
Stars are falling. The final curtain call is always like this. Beautiful and lonely. Come to the beginning, to the sea of stars. Starry like rain, nothing remains from the wasteland.
Wanna hear something scummy? Both of these dresses are $440 dresses. And they're for sale for the next 35 days. After that point, people playing through this cinematic won't have access to them. Woo! The game has dumped the whole floating outfit on me right now. It never used to actually do that. It used to be something that you craft. And mind you, it was still given to you about at the tutorial stage, but the way that it's being given here is very clumsy.
A narrow escape. You nearly vanished into the abyss, my sweet pink star.
Please don't call me that. Don't ever act familial with me if I am not familiar with you. This counts inside the game as well. And I'm trying to control audio as I'm recording this because I assume that their conversations will come out really, really silent, but the music was very loud.
This place. Where am I? Who are you? For now, call me the Seer. This is no place for answers, though. We stand within a tear in the fabric of space and time, one that may collapse at any moment. To traverse through it safely, you will need the floating outfit, the blue one you have in your possession. Only by crossing can we reach the Sea of Stars. Come with me.
Mind you, if you're an old player, the game actually unequips your regular equipment here.
Use your floating ability to cross the gaps between platforms.
What's interesting about this tutorial, outside of the fact that it got put on absolutely everybody as they logged on, without any ability to select to go into the story or not, is that you don't actually need the floating outfit in here. There you go.
Be mindful of the landing spot beneath you.
Okay, this one, you could barely pass without it. I did float in there for a little while, but you still could. You don't actually need it.
There are so many lost stars here. Come, leave this ill-fated place behind and join us in the Sea of Stars.
Also, just so you know, if you're playing with languages like, for example, Chinese, voice acting was just not working.
Now, take my hand.
The game is trying to teach you cooperation features, but this one didn't work for quite a few players and they got stuck inside the tutorial. I just pressed F, it didn't work. We can most likely proceed. Imagine that they're holding hands right now. Just imagine.
Water. It's filled with stars.
Some people got entirely soft locked in here.
Sea of Stars to rest here. Countless worlds
Which is like
this one.
5 minutes after you even start the game. Now they're holding hands. For me, both of the times nothing happened when I pressed F. The game just allowed me to proceed, so I suppose I'm at least very lucky one for not having soft locked my account. So outside of the fact that this is visually stunning, are you getting any of this?
Ever more illusions arise. We drop closer to the sea of stars. Like fragile bubbles.
Don't mind the
set to
stuttering and
burst,
reconnecting,
never
that's
to be
normal
seen
now.
again. It brings a quiet sorrow.
All other games work perfectly fine, mind you. Once again, don't mind the stuttering and reconnecting.
Brace yourself. We are about to be drawn to the space-time rift. Where are we? We are moving toward the center of that ring of stars.
Where are we? Inside the space-time rift, Nikki. Weren't you listening?
All will be fine.
Not that this makes absolutely any sense, considering that you just crystallized and got dropped in. You don't know the character. You don't know this woman. Don't worry, veteran players also don't know this woman. You can sort of piece this intro together if you had played all 3 Infinity Nikki games, including playing the current one up to this point.
Dancing shows, the falling stars. All these fantastical sights will soon be swallowed by the twist of time and space, fading into nothingness. This entire area will explode like grand fireworks, leaving only a fleeting flash across the universe. Alas, endings are always spectacular, but we'd best hurry.
Endings are best when they're trying to reconnect every 5 seconds.
The last cries of a dying world echo before us. Move forward along that ring of stars. Don't be afraid. I'll wait for you.
Won't give up. Not until I've collected the last wish. Protect everyone. Get back down.
Leave now! The Dark Elimination Division will fight until...
So here's something interesting about the epic intro.
Close your way this time, my pink star.
You know all those voices that we're playing over there? I don't know what they are. And I've actually been playing this game for the last 4 months. How are you supposed to care about something that you don't even find familiar? Nothing in this game has made me care at this point if I was a new player. The world is dying, cool, I have no connection to it. Do I know who I am? No. Do I know where I am? No. I just know that I turned into a crystal and whatever this happened. Is this a stunning intro? Yeah. But here's the thing, you can write a good intro in 8-bit. Those are actually ability outfits. Those are Nikki's. If you're new to the game, you wouldn't even make the connection. And this is the first thing that plays when you enter the game. This is the new tutorial, and you can't even understand it. And it also serves... It does a piss poor job as a tutorial. What have I learned so far? How to run. I know that a lot of people that have no connection to this game will not understand why I'm this jaded. I will show you the old tutorial in a YouTube video after this. Hopefully, you'll understand better why I'm so jaded after that point. It's just that, honeys, I invested like 4 months, maybe 5 months into this game. I am attached to it, and they have completely retconned the story and said that everything that I've done in those last 5 months doesn't matter. They have ruined all of the connection that I actually had with the characters that got established,
So
unlike the seer lady that just gets thrown in. The amount of time we spend with her is like 20 minutes. That's it. You come back here to talk with her once more
Even
after all the
confused
story's
or
over.
endearing.
She's also incredibly touchy-feely, and she calls you my pink star. It comes off as so creepy because I don't know this person. I don't know this character. I have played this game and I don't know this character, and this is a new player experience.
You. In my dream, you saved me. If it had only been a dream, it wouldn't be so bad. But for that ill-fated world, it's not so. That was no dream, but a fragment of your memory. Your whole world, fragile as a songbird, was swallowed whole by the abyss.
how could the whole world be destroyed?
I understand that she's very emotional, but here's the thing, it wasn't even her world. She at the moment has no experience of whatever world got destroyed. She has no connection to whatever world has been destroyed. We don't know anything about any world that has been destroyed. This only insults the players that have been playing for the past 5 months, because they know what kind of world was destroyed.
Breathe deep. In the vast fabric of existence, this loss is but one stitch in time, a single thread among countless others, no more lasting than a leaf, slipping from the eternal vine.
So let me just translate to you what is happening right now. Nikki, no matter what world she is in, is gonna be fine. She's gonna be fished out of the world by this magic seer lady. One of the theories is that she is Nikki, by the way. And Nikki is immortal, apparently. No matter which world gets destroyed, Nikki and only Nikki is gonna be fine. There are infinite worlds. She just drops in as, I don't know, an explorer, a traveler, a bit for the funsies. The world's end, she just kinda slips out, and it's fine, because she can slip into any other time stream, she can slip into any other world. With this setup, do you care about the place that she visits? Because here's my honest answer, no. As a player that has played for 5 months, I've just told that the people that I worked hard to build up to hell will just die, and that they have been dying thousands of times before and thousands of times after. Nothing that I do from this point matters, but it's fine because nothing bad can happen to me. Only to any of the worlds that I visit. It's fine. It's completely fine. The world that the game throws you in first with a completely different entry point, which I'm gonna show you. This is the 1.0 experience. The first story in the game. It has a big map, and there's quite a few areas in the map that are blocked off. The thing that players were looking forward to was exploring more of that world. They were looking forward to going to areas that are blocked off. They were looking forward to seeing how other kingdoms fare, how other places in that world fare. what the gaming company has actually told you is that no, that is a self-contained shard. It isn't clear if we now will ever get to experience that world from a different point of view, from a different continent, from a different kingdom. Because this is the new hub, and the new hub takes you to different worlds, and presumably those worlds end. So the world that I was investing my time into, my emotions into, where I was forming connections, that's just gonna be like, blip, it's gone. Whatever. When we need to spin a new story, it's just gonna be a new world. Don't care about that. Don't want to see new areas. Don't invest into character stories. Don't want to hear more about those characters. Whatever, man. That's just gonna be erased. It's like a doggy turd on a lawn. Don't care about it. The only thing that matters is fucking Nikki. With an intro like that, if you throw me into with an intro like that, I don't care about your game. I'm switching off your game.
That you are even here is no small feat.
The reason why I'm pissed is because I've invested 5 months into this game. I played through that story. I formed connections to it. The story that's now entirely getting retconned. That's the reason why I'm pissed. If you're a new player, you just don't develop those connections. You have been set up perfectly to just not give a single shit.
The Sea of Stars. Countless worlds. What exactly is this place?
And I'm gonna try not to get overly emotional because I'm having a migraine and that gets worse with any kind of expressive emotion. I have learned to be a very zen person.
How to help you understand. The Sea of Stars is the beginning and end of all things. Here, the past, present,
I look a little bit of
future
wine.
exist as one.
Shit, it has vinegarized.
It weaves together countless worlds and infinite possibilities, each one a star that lights the night sky. Behold their beauty.
Oh well, I have a whole bottle. Oh god, it kept so much better in the bottle.
I don't understand.
Fret not, though I've dwelled here for time untold, even I can't unravel all its mysteries. For you, only one thing must be understood. My pink star, you are special. Within your
Stop
hands,
calling me
you
that.
hold
I
the
feel like
thread
I'm a
that shapes
butthole.
The destiny of worlds. So, by drawing upon the Sea of Stars, I will give you the chance to start anew.
Start anew?
I don't want to start a new game.
Whether a blessing or a curse. Even if one world perishes, the endless Sea of Stars always opens a path to another.
Hello, I let my cat out.
Just as it once did for me.
Then the destruction of that world. It was my fault.
Don't worry, honey boo. This lady tells you that it all just fucking does not matter.
My head hurts.
Come now, don't overthink it. I didn't save you only to watch you suffer. How about I first show you the Sea of Stars?
I don't know, this feels like suffering.
Before we set off, I ask only one thing. Do you wish to meet the other stars within this sea? Or would you rather explore the world on your own?
Yeah, I'm not
understand.
playing
Make
multiplayer.
your way to the warp nexus ahead. I'll
Mind
provide
you,
further
multiplayer is
instructions
here.
there.
It's fairly limited and kind of shit. And any main story that you're doing, you have to do it on your own anyway.
Take your time. Though time stands still for no one, it is no longer of importance to me.
I'm gonna move away the wine bottle because I will get so drunk in just doing this for like 20-30 minutes that it takes to finish the tutorial because I hate this shit. And this is the second time that I'm playing through it. And there's no worse character than that woman that we got introduced to. And it's actually really hard to understand if you haven't seen the previous game, I was gonna say, but the game has crashed and it took the rest of my computer with it, and that's the current normal experience in this game as well if you're a new player. It has never been this unstable. Never, ever, ever. Things are supposed to be happening right now, but instead we're frozen. So let's skip whatever that was.
The Sea of Stars is endless. The warp nexus will return you to its embrace. Now, look at your hand.
With a crashing computer and risking corruption,
Is this... Did you use this
I'm just
spell
gonna
before?
try us to get us out into the world,
That's
out of the
right.
tutorial.
The Star Bell.
That is the
my
only
gift
thing that
to
I'm
you.
trying to do.
When standing within the light array surrounding the warp nexus, you
Yes.
using the Star Bell will gather all nearby stars.
The rest of this outfit you effectively get for doing dailies, but dailies are stupid. Worse than any previous dailies.
Try to gather the starlight.
And also, by the way, this area is highly unstable. So I don't even know if I can get this outfit fully, but thankfully,
Feel the power of
the game doesn't actually need it, so I can just ignore this content. So the first piece costs you like 1, the next piece costs you like 20, which is like several days of dailies, which I tried doing them yesterday.
What was it?
They registered that I've done it, and they didn't give me any of the daily currency. I tried jumping around in this area yesterday, my whole screen went black.
Inspiration for a sketch should have appeared in your mind.
This is the area that in the game files is named in a way that suggests that it wasn't for this update.
Though your memories remain in disarray, your body surely remembers what it means to be a stylist.
So like, this is
Craft it and then try it on.
super
I
broken.
also have a little surprise for you. Please wait just a moment.
By the way, this also makes you craft it. Oh, this is quite funny. If you're entirely new, it costs nothing to craft pretty much. If you have already played this game for a while, it costs 2,000 blinks, and some people actually got locked out because they didn't have the currency to craft it. Just amazing, I know. And this does make you absolutely modify whatever preset of clothes you actually had, which a lot of people also didn't appreciate. Because then you have to think about, wait, what was I wearing for Head's accessory before the new tutorial forced me to change it?
Stars.
Because once again, the moment you log in, no matter your account is old or new, you're forced into all this. This whole sequence is forced for everybody. And it's so bad that a lot of people have gotten soft-locked into it. Like, you know where I couldn't hold hands properly? Some people can't progress past that.
Now,
The game says that
come
you have to
my
hold
side.
hands. Yes.
As expected from my precious pink star, the task was effortless for you.
When I was acquiring the sketch, I heard a strange sound. It felt like it came from somewhere deep within me. It made me feel scared. What's happening to my heart? And what exactly is my connection to that previous world's destruction?
In your body, the heart of infinity beats. When I found you, it had already taken hold of you, dancing with the dark from the abyss, devouring sky and earth alike. This is the truth behind your world's destruction.
If that's the case, Then why are you encouraging me to still use this heart?
I wish there were another way. Yet, in the course of this endless journey, some moments leave one feeling powerless, do they not? Just as I, who have consumed countless failures, was once a pure-hearted girl like you. It may be hard to believe, but the heart of infinity within you is the very source of all things, containing infinite power. Such bittersweet irony. The one who placed it within you once hoped you would use it to save the world and halt the threat of the abyss. Who could have foreseen that the secret behind this heart would prove even more troubling than the sea of stars?
What happened?
Long ago, something beyond even my understanding stirred within this heart. From it, countless reflections of the world emerged. These countless worlds, as beautiful as a kaleidoscope, are gone in the blink of an eye. Every time, the heart of infinity plunges into the abyss, devouring all. And in each of these worlds, there was always you, helplessly watching as it consumed your body, tearing you apart like a fragile bird.
So, the future can only lead to destruction.
Alas, like an eternal tragedy, it repeats 100, 1,000 times until you grow indifferent to what is happening before. Yet you can't help but cling to hope, watching again and again, seeking to see what is unfolding. After all, an unfinished tale leaves a bitter sense of regret. You don't wish to be consumed by such a fate, right?
So, what should I do?
Have you heard of the miracle outfits?
The name does sound familiar, but I can't quite remember.
Good. Often, it's the innocent ones that carry the greatest hope. I cannot guarantee this path will lead to success, Nikki, but allow me to share what I know. In the dawn of time, the gods created the miracle outfits. These garments hold power enough to rival the very essence of the world itself.
If I could find these outfits...
They may help you avoid your fate, altering the heart of infinity. Things are never so simple, though. The gods have long perished, and these outfits have been lost to the sands of time. Fortunately, there yet remains a chance to uncover the clues you seek. Unfortunately, only the heart of infinity can resonate with them.
So, I'm forced to use the heart of infinity.
If you're wondering about my expression, I'm clicking through this
Like
because
dancing on the edge of a blade.
I have a
Yet
feeling that
those
my
chosen
computer
by
is just
fate
gonna
always
explode again.
tread such treacherous paths, do they not?
I understand now. You want to have me revive the miracle outfits.
You're also missing the whole lore behind Heart of Infinity and Miracle Outfits.
It's not about what I want.
It's a whole
Rather,
setup from the
if you do
previous
not,
story that you no
I
longer
will
get to
repeat
experience.
fate and be consumed by the abyss along with the world around you. If that comes to pass, all I can do is shed a tear for you into the void as I grieve my precious pink star.
Hang on. You're acting like I've already failed.
A mere jest, and your spirit does appear brightened. The outfit you just crafted, Sea of Stars, is one of the miracle outfits. Like a vine, it is entwined with your destiny. You are destined to claim it, whether in the past, the present, or the future. The Sea of Stars and the vast world beyond may hold the key to the miracle outfits. Start your journey from here. I will offer my guidance. When you reach the Unbound Tower, I will channel the power of the Sea of Stars and reset time to that day when you obtain the Heart of Infinity.
Wait, I just want to ask, who are you?
Don't you think preserving a sense of mystery might make the journey all the more exciting? All I can say is, I am one who knows you profoundly. Just as I know you have a companion of great importance, with whom you shall embark on this adventure. Time to go, Nikki.
Nikki! I was starting to think I'd never see you again.
Momo, you're okay. Thank goodness.
Where in the world are we? How did we end up here all of a sudden?
The situation's a little complicated, but I'll explain everything. Right now, it's up to us to find the miracle outfits.
So just so you know, the old
Yes, Nikki,
intro,
I've got something for you.
which you'll see
What
soon.
is it?
There's this weird-looking tablet and a camera. I can't quite remember how I got them. When I woke up here,
He's
they were
there
already
with
in
you
my
from the
bag.
very beginning. You're actually shown
But for some
bonding.
reason, I feel like this tablet's gonna be really important for
In
us.
here, Momo's just thrown in. And he's like your most important companion. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, let's focus the story intro on this
wonder if
woman
it'll
that
even
comes
turn
out of
on.
nowhere that we know nothing about. Let's not make it about Mickey and
It
Momo.
powered up.
This is stupid. If I ever need to use this account again, I really don't care.
I still don't quite understand what this is. It only has a few functions. Let's keep it for now and keep going.
The way
So,
that
Nikki,
this is
where are we
introduced
headed
to you
next?
also
The
makes a
seer
lot
told us
more
to go to the
fucking
unbounded
sense
tower, where
in
we
the
can
old
access different
intro.
worlds.
Will you explore the world, I don't know, slowly, over time. Oh yeah. Let's just make you waste wishes by pulling, why don't we? This is gacha mechanic. This has at no point were you previously forced to use the gacha mechanic. Now, you're being forced to use the gacha mechanic. What the fuck? I didn't even know this. What kind of idiocy is this? Let me just skip. Skip's not working, so never mind. Yay. Can we go now? I just did. No, I don't want to go to the store and get more stuff. What the fuck? At no point were you ever before forced to use the gacha mechanic. That's how you pull gachas.
This place is incredible.
That's how you
Let's take a
pay
picture to remember it.
for gachas. The game is trying to explain to me functions that get introduced far later on, normally.
First foot.
Yeah, I don't care. While I'm going through the tutorial that's trying to explain completely different things. Why? There is a guy with a camera that introduces you photography later on. Why did you put it here?
Board the vessel.
Why is
before
this the
you.
new intro?
It will take you to the border between worlds and the Sea of Stars, where doors to infinite worlds.
Finally, I'm out of that place.
Is this the border between the worlds and the Sea of Stars?
Looks like someone's over there.
Nikki,
Who are you? Do I know you?
it appears resetting time caused you to forget much of your past. I am Aina, the curator. Let my name be etched into your heart. This place is the last cage I have after the Heavenfall. Perhaps to you, these things are no longer of importance. Though the world's ball has come to a close, the path you walk continues far into the distance. Leave this place and pursue your destiny. I will await you at the edge of the border.
This person seems pretty strange. Should we follow her?
I don't think we have a choice. We need to cross this to keep going.
Okay, I ran out of patience. We're still a bit off Wishfield, but honeys, this will have to do. At the very least, I'm out of the old tutorial and inside the... well, out of the new tutorial and inside the old tutorial.
Beautiful star. What is it?
So, how about we go and we actually watch what the tutorial used to be like, where it actually introduces you to one world instead of spilling this bullshittery in an area that doesn't work. How about that? That sounds a lot better to me. I will, at the very least, get to stop being mad, which I would love to do right now, so see you soon. Hey guys, ready to watch a movie? It's a much better movie than the one that I've just shown you previous, I promise.
Get up here. Pick out a dress for the ball. You're going to be late.
Okay, Momo, just be careful. Really though, what I have on right now is great. Besides, I don't even have a date.
Nikki, this dress looks perfect, yeah? Don't be a downer. I'll put it in your bag. Oh. I found it.
Do you recognize how that dress is one of the outfits?
The dresses hidden up in the attic are super special. But do you remember when we used to live here? Mommy never let us come up.
This is a different outfit. That's also one of the ability outfits.
Momo!
I am so lucky for having experienced this version of the game. And I am so sorry for all the new players. And by the way, there has been like guests that we're gonna get this dress later on in the game when the story progresses, but now this dress has been retconned out of the existence, so...
Momo, are you alright?
I'm fine.
We're
It's
never
me
getting
after
this.
all.
Feels like this outfit took us to a strange place.
You mean clothes with special powers? I heard fairy tales about things like that when I was little.
The miracle outfit. You possess the threads of reunion. Come to me. Come to my chamber.
What? Someone is calling to me.
She mentioned something about a miracle outfit. Is she talking about the dress you're wearing?
This voice. It seems to know a lot. Momo, let's go look around.
I so wish that I could have been replaying this instead. It's really sad that it just no longer exists. And this tutorial is a lot more progressive, as in, it starts by making you move, it introduces all of the concepts inside the game.
I wonder if anyone lives here.
It takes you a while to
Ruins
arrive at
everywhere.
like functions like camera and functions like Pair Pal. That doesn't happen for quite a while inside the story. While in the new version, they just slap it all on top of you. I don't know why. Like, look! It shows you a tutorial for jumping. Just regular jumping. It was so bloody well made.
Nikki, watch out!
We're stuck. What are we gonna do?
Whimsical,
Feel the presence of whim.
easy
Then
to relate
unleash the
to.
power of the floating outfit. While wearing this blue dress, you can leap over obstacles with ease.
Remember how the floating outfit is actually one of the ones that you put it inside your backpack? And now it explains floating with proper explanation. Wow, I know.
I
Almost
feel
like this was the
legendary.
intended tutorial.
So this is when?
Look how in-depth explanations for jumping are going.
Nikki, a monster!
That is an Essling, spawned from dark essence. Awaken the whim inside the green dress, and use this purification outfit to banish it.
The green dress that you put into the backpack at the start of the game, remember? The one that used to be a normal dress until your wardrobe kidnapped you and transported you to a different world. And that's because your mother's dress was calling for you. Where I stopped the tutorial, honeys, by the way.
Rules. The monster and the chains from the dark essence are all gone.
Where we stopped in the newest tutorial, this is where that happens. You get dropped in, like, right here. After the explanation as to how to jump, before the explanation as to how to kill monsters.
But the abilities are different. This is the most amazing dress ever.
Nikki, the Esslings are everywhere.
I think they're blocking us. But why?
Do you see how the game doesn't have you being overwhelmed right now? It's just like, it's fine. Learn how to jump, learn how to float properly, learn how to land properly. You don't need to worry about camera, you don't need to worry about the weird-ass gacha mechanics and money spending functions. You don't need access to the store right now, you don't need access to the gacha right now. All you need to do
Maybe this is
is
even
to
better.
learn how the game works.
This place is way more fun. Although, I really don't know what's waiting for us ahead.
You have a proper intro as to where Nikki came from, where Nikki's going, and this is delivered in what? We're only 7 minutes in, guys.
Use the power woven into the threads of reunion. This will open the temple gate.
Do you understand what threads of reunion are? Probably not, but that is the dress that you're currently wearing. And it is your mother's dress.
Since the Heavenfall, Aina, the Curator, have been imprisoned here for 1,000 years. Now, as the world's ball comes to a close, you chose now to step on the stage.
It's the outfit. It brought me here.
This outfit, the threads of reunion. I used to dance with its owner. Those were the good days.
What should I do?
Very good. A warm and courageous heart. The perfect harvest. Accept this gift from Aina the Curator. The Heart of Infinity will grant you immeasurable power. In return, you will lose something.
Please wait!
Journey to Mirrorland and revive all the miracle outfits. With the return of the outfits, You will have the power to save this world. Perhaps you may reveal a truth that even the gods could not uncover.
So let me explain a bit about what's happening
Nikki,
right
wake
now.
up!
Momo was with you throughout this whole scary and
Nikki?
alien journey.
Oh, you're awake! You passed out for a whole day.
You're given the heart of infinity,
I think I was
which is powerful,
dreaming.
and
Not a
throughout
dream.
the whole story,
We were really sent to the
step
middle of nowhere.
by step, you uncover what miracle
Mirrorland?
outfits are, what
Yes,
their
yes, yes,
relation
that's
to
the
the
name.
world is, and what is that
We're
something
stuck.
that you lost by getting
My-
this power.
Little pillow. My barbecue! All the money I
And it focuses on one world,
At your graduation ball!
the one that you were
It's
cast
all
to.
gone.
And he is expressing
I remember something about miracle outfits and saving the world, or something
thoughts
like that.
about all of the things that they
Well,
lost.
at
Because
least
he
we're still
literally got
together.
pulled through
Just
a
think of
wardrobe
this as
into this alien
A
world.
graduation trip.
Nikki, staying positive is great, but we need to be careful. Something feels off about this place.
You're
The
already
goddess
bonding
with
with
the
Momo.
eye patch. She must have sent us for a reason.
Because he's a big part of your trip.
Yeah.
He's there with you. He's your
You're
main
right.
grand
Let's get out
companion.
here and look around.
You're not introduced into Momo with a snap of the
Here you
girl's
go, Nikki.
fingers 25
backpack.
minutes into the
All right.
tutorial.
Strap it on and let's get going.
You're not told that this world doesn't matter. You're told that this world matters and that what you're supposed to do is to save it. That this is the thing that we're focusing on. This is the thing that's important. You're not overwhelmed by features. Like right now, you're getting explained how to equip things. You're not overwhelmed with gacha mechanics. Because you know what the rest of those pictures were at the top of my screen at the end of the previous tutorials recording? Journey, which is the battle pass. Gacha mechanics, I'm pretty sure the store was up there. The game wanted you to have access to monetization before you even knew what you were playing. Monetization is actually really slow to come into the picture with the old
Something-
tutorial.
Feels tight in my chest.
Is it the heart of infinity?
And the outfit that you're shown is not the outfit that you can
I
buy.
know it's a divine blessing, but my body seems to be rejecting it.
It is the outfit that you were presumably gonna
stuck.
be given
You know what would
at
be
the end of the
really
story.
great? If we had the floating outfit to help us get over
But
this.
now it has been retconned, so we're never
Unfortunately,
getting
I
it.
don't have it anymore. Let's take a look around. Maybe there's another way.
You were taught how the outfits work, and then those got taken away because you're done with the tutorial sequence.
What a
So
beautiful star.
now you learn how
What
to
is
actually properly unlock them and how to craft them. It feels an achievement to get them back. And you already know what they look like because they're based off Nikki's own outfits that she had in the backpack before getting thrown into here. Because she was gonna go to a ball because she was graduating from school. That's a very exciting part of life.
This power surging through me.
And now you're being taught how to use the Heart of Infinity. Which is that thing that we were doing before without you actually being explained how you got the Heart of Infinity. See how this tutorial is a lot more understandable and a lot less confusing? How things just kind of go one after the other and how it makes sense. I am gonna pause this because while it is a wonderful tutorial, we're gonna have to talk about quite a lot of things after this point. Monetization, bugs, miscellaneous. You could see that I wasn't having a good time in the new tutorial. My game crashed. I'm pretty sure it was gonna get to crashing again. I was losing connection all the time. Parts of it just simply weren't working. Like the whole hold hands mechanic simply wasn't working. It is a miracle that my game lets me progress through the hold hands mechanic, and it let me progress through the hold hands mechanic twice without me actually holding hands. Some people get stuck there. The game actually doesn't let them progress until they hold hands, and holding hands is really buggy and practically never works. The tutorial alone is super unpolished mess. But on top of that, it is confusing. It gives you words about things that you don't know yet, while this one introduces every single thing that you don't know yet gradually. When you go out into Wishfield, you're looking for miracle outfits without even knowing what they are or why, outside of the fact that they are the key to saving the world that you're in. And people around you help you on that journey, and you help them, and they introduce you to the devices that they have. They teach you photography slowly over time. They give you a pair pal because you joined the stylist guild. It's not just dumped on you 25 minutes into the tutorial that didn't actually do a proper job of being a tutorial. What's even worse is that, spoilers ahead, you kind of get explained how you got there. There is this guy that at first comes off as a good guy, then as a bad guy, and then you learn about his real intentions. He has found a really powerful artifact. His life has been shit, has seen this whole world go to shit and be destroyed before, and he spends 15 years a prisoner. And he finds this artifact. And what he wishes for is for some way to change this fate, to change the fate of the world, to change the fate of him, to change all the suffering that he has gone through. And it resets time. And he gets captured again and made a slave for 15 years. But this time he makes different choices. He makes choices to cooperate with his oppressors. He hurts the people that he loves. He joins the evil forces. And you go out to Wishfield and you meet him. And he's there. And he knows that you're special. He knows that you're the key to this whole thing. So he leads you on. And he leads you on to a point where later on he makes you think that he is the bad guy because he needs you to stop him and he needs you to stop his boss. At the end of his storyline, you're like thinking, wow, what an asshole. How dare he betray me like that? How dare he make me think that he was a nice guy and then like do all this evil shit when he was one of the evil guys? On his death's door, he doesn't die, but he nearly does. He tells you exactly what was happening, what he did about making that wish, about that whole artifact, about how he had to go through this whole story of oppression all over again, to suffer through it all over again, but this time he had to hurt people. And he knew that the thing that he wished into reality with resetting time was her, was Nikki. He knew that it was only Nikki that could save the world and that was his wish fulfillment. You know, in the news story, how it goes now? After that whole story, you're told to go back to the seer. That woman that we saw in the new tutorial, she's entirely new. She hasn't been in the story up to this point. She just gets introduced now, and the whole starting scene of the game gets retconned. You go to her, and she goes, "Oh yeah, he's just an unreliable narrator. What happened in the previous time when the whole world gone to shit is that he wished for power and he got it. And then actually you had to destroy him because he became too dangerous. So I reset the time, but because time reset, his brain got a bit fucky, and this is the version of events that he remembers, which is not the true version of events. So you have this like whole overarching plot line that is beautiful and wrapped up and includes a lot of suffering. It includes a lot of sacrifices that needed to be made. And it gives a reason for Nikki to be pulled through the wardrobe into this game. Like, the reason why she got pulled into this world is because of that guy's wish. That gets replaced with, oh, he was just evil McEvil, and then he made up all of the other parts. Don't mind him. I, the seer, are the reason why you're here, and you are always gonna be here. And by the way, the words just get destroyed all the time, and it's always your fault, but don't worry about it. You're always gonna be fine. I don't know if I can communicate properly what that did to me. I don't know if I'm communicating properly what it did to me, but to put it short and concise, is that everything that the game has been building up to through the story, we're told that it doesn't matter. The reason why we got brought here, we told that that was a fake reason and not a reason at all. The bonding that you do with your companion, which is Momo, gets removed entirely. Now, 5 months later, it's all about this seer chick, which you see for entire of 25 minutes, which is how long you are in the tutorial, that gets forced upon absolutely everyone, no matter at what point in the game they are, upon logging in. Do you understand why I'm mad? Do you understand why now, if I log into the game, I just sit there and stare and think, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about playing this. Because that connection that I had with the world, that care, it got destroyed in this 25-minute interval. 25-minute interval that told me that it doesn't matter, that all that happened was actually happening entirely differently, and that it doesn't matter if the world ends because it's all about Nikki, and this is only one world out of many. So just stop caring, I guess. The story that you're dumped into after that tutorial is the same story that you get dumped into here. And it does a good job about making you care about characters, wanting to help them, but the start of the game is now telling you that it doesn't matter, that they don't matter, that they live and die multiple times because it's only one timeline out of many, and they all always end. That what matters is you, and you alone. That Momo, your companion, also kind of doesn't matter because he just kind of gets popped into existence 25 minutes into the tutorial. Outside of the fact that it's a buggy mess, it destroys any connection that I could have had with this game. And this is the tutorial that new people get through, and this is what's shown for the old people as well, because guess what? All the 5 months of gameplay that we went through don't matter. But anyway, but how about now we're gonna talk about monetization, about what happened leading up to this, and what happened uh, inside all of this. Just we still have a lot of ground to cover. This was only one of the parts. This is gonna be a very long video, but it's the part that's the most heartbreaking to me. So I wanted to put it first. I'm gonna drop the full game walkthrough, no commentary, which is what we're currently watching, into the comments, into the description of this video, so that you can watch what the game was. You don't need to play now. You can just watch it. And don't bother. Don't bother installing or playing this. All the charm that it had, it destroyed. Just maybe they'll fix it, maybe this is the end. I'm happy that I had like 5 months with this game, but this is this is gonna leave a scar, most definitely. Even if they reverse all the changes, even if they do a rollback, um this is a pretty low point for a live service game. Anyway, let's move on. Let's stop talking about the story. Let's go into all of the other features that set on fire and went wrong with this new update. Hello, and welcome to Scummy Monetization Practices part of the video. From here on end, I will only be using screenshots for the rest of the video, including the bug section, including the other section, mostly because there has been a subtle threat launched against the Chinese players that decided to boycott the game and that spammed every social media about all of the problems that the game is having. And that threat, if the developers go through with it, if Infold goes through with it, I think that what they meant to say with it is that they can shut down your account at any point. And I think that they were trying to dissuade people from boycotting by saying that if you boycott and if you're loud about this, we can see your player IDs, we will ban you. So, in order to keep myself safe and safe from other people that took any of these pictures, in all of these pictures, there won't be an account ID. The gameplay that I did record for the tutorial section, I've done on a fresh account, so if that account gets banned, that's completely fine. But just in case, we're gonna be playing safe with this one. So to begin with, 3 days before the patch launched, the company has dropped a pre-purchase early access bundle that allows you to get pulls for the gacha. But here's the catch. 3 days before the patch launched, you didn't quite know what was gonna be in the patch. You had some sort of inkling because they have shown off the outfits that were gonna be in the patch. But people were confused about outfit abilities. The trailer for one of the outfit was even showing it having the wrong color. It looked blue. In game, it's actually more like gray silver. So we didn't have all of the information about what was even gonna be in the patch. And you are asked to make a decision to buy this early access bundle that comes with, in total, you can buy 17 pulls through this. And it is cheaper than normal. However, it comes with a catch. You can only use said pulls in the 1.5 update. You can't use them before 1.5 update releases, and after 1.5 update, either these pulls disappear or they become pulls for the permanent banner only. It is a bit confusing because in one place for the advertisement for these, it said that they will disappear entirely if you don't use them, so money lost, money down the drain. In another place, it said, well, you can use them for the permanent banner only then, but not for the limited banners. So the polls kind of downgrade in quality. I don't actually know which one of these is gonna take place because I haven't gotten the bundle. To me, this was already a big red flag. Some people disagreed because they were like, oh, look what a good deal. You can buy these 17 polls for the gacha inside the game cheaper than what they would normally be. And I was like, wait a minute. You only have 3 days to make a decision here. So fear of missing out is going to be kicking in, meaning people will be making impulsive decisions here. Secondly, you can only use these polls for 1.5 patch. If you don't like what's in 1.5 patch, well, you can't use them anywhere else. So you kind of are locked into using them, or else you lose your money. So this was already a really big red flag moment for me. It already made me go, for other people it hasn't kicked in just yet. So now let's go forward into the patch itself. You now have a incentive to spend money. If you spend £15 worth, you're gonna get this outfit as a quote unquote gift. But you need to spend £15 during the patch. After the patch next month, there's gonna probably be a new incentive to spend £15 again, and then £15 again, and then £15 again. That's how they're gonna roll with this. Are you connecting the dots between one and the other right now? No? Okay, let me explain to you. People that bought the early access pre-purchase bundle didn't even get progress towards this outfit that then launched inside the patch. So they launched a thing to spend money on for this patch, and they launched it just before the patch drops, so that you both have to make that purchase without knowing about everything that's going to be in the patch and whether or not you actually will want the things in the patch, so that your purchase is uninformed, but also your purchase doesn't count towards this new system that gives you items and some like money back for spending on the game. So you already, if you bought that, you're kind of worse off than if you instead spend that money when the patch dropped, buying either, your monthly subscription or your battle pass or something like that. You're already getting punished for making that early access purchasing decision. So that's great. Moving on, this is actually illegal in my country. This is actually illegal in UK. And let me move it. Let me move it so that you can see the important bit. If you're in EU or if you're in UK and you're playing this game, I want you to report it. I want you to outright go out and report it to the, I think it was Trades Commission or the government. There is a way to report this. Just do it. Because fake sales are actually illegal. You can purchase a £10 bathtub, which is just a photo prop. It's just a thing that you can use to take pictures in. And its original price was £50. This was never released. This is the only way to get this bathtub. It launched at £10. You can't say that the value of the items inside this bundle is worth £50 because the only items inside this bundle are the items inside this bundle. You can't buy them on their own. You can only buy this bathtub and the encompassing bath towel and the emote that you can do inside the bathtub inside this bundle. You see how bundles tend to get away with saying massive discount even if things aren't available outside of it, is that normally those bundles will include items that have a price by themselves that exist outside the bundle. So for example, let's go back all the way back to the early access purchase. You see how this says like 88% off, and this is what you get. You can never get the earrings outside of the bundle, but you can definitely buy pulls outside of the bundle, and you can buy energy outside of the bundle, and you can buy diamonds outside of the bundle. So if you sum up the whole price of pulls, energy, and diamonds, you arrive at a sum of money and then this bundle is cheaper than that sum of money, hence why it's a discount, even though you can only get this bundle as a bundle. Like, you can't get the earrings anywhere outside of this. Now, if we arrive back here, you can't put a sum of money on the bath towel, the bath, and the emote inside the bath, because this is the only way that the bath towel, the bath, and the emote inside the bath is being sold. Its only price that it has ever been available under is £10. Quit your bullshit. This is not a discount from £50. The bathtub that would cost £50 does not exist. Only the bathtub that costs £10 exists, and that is illegal. Creating fake sales is illegal. There is a way to actually go around the regulation, which is to release the product for about 1 second, set to the original price, and then discount it. But here's the fun bit, honeys. If you do that, you get taxed as if it's the original price and not the discounted price. So your every purchase that people make, if this was available for like 1 second at the price of £50, would then need to be filed as if you were getting £50 worth from all of your clients that are buying this bundle every single time when somebody buys it for £10. So your tax amount increases if you do that. What they're doing is purely illegal inside the EU and inside the UK. And honestly, these kind of practices, they need to be reported. So, yay, we now have a £10 bath bundle that is illegal in the country that I reside in. Great update. Let's continue going. This is something that Chinese players have been protesting about. This is one of the 5-star gachas that have come out with this patch that you saw in the tutorial, together with the other 5-star gacha that has come out in this patch. It is 11 pieces each. There is one very controversial piece in here, but the fact that it is 11 pieces each is quite controversial on its own. You see, if you want to use the ability that comes with these outfits, you need the full outfit. You can't just have just the hair or just the dress, you need the full outfit. If you want evolutions of the outfit, you need the full outfit. And evolutions of the outfit allow you to access more in-depth dyeing features for the outfit, hence why you would want the full outfit for both the outfit ability that you otherwise you wouldn't have, and for the ability to dye them in more extravagant colors. Now, full outfits used to be 9 pieces. Then some full outfits became 10 pieces. Now full outfits are 11 pieces. Why does that matter? Well, because this is a gacha system, you're gambling in order to get a piece of outfit, and you're getting a guaranteed piece of outfit. Otherwise, they have like a very minuscule chance of falling every 20 pulls when it comes to 5 stars. Every 10 pulls when it comes to 4 stars on a 5-star banner, and every 5 pulls when it comes to 4 stars on a banner that only has 4 stars. But 5 stars gives you the most points inside competitions. So you kind of want to get the 5 stars. 5 stars are also the ones that come with better abilities inside the game that do things like make combat easier, allow you to walk into places that you couldn't reach before, allow you to float in air, and things like that. So you want the full outfit, and you likely want a 5-star, not a 4-star. When there was 9 pieces for the full outfit for 5-star, maximum amount of pulls that you would require with average luck. So not with like super awesome look. Because remember, outside of when the game gives you a piece of outfit because you have done a certain amount of pulls, outside of that, you're very unlikely to actually have it drop because you're effectively gambling for it. So with a 9-piece outfit, 5-star outfit, maximum amount of pulls that you require is 180 pulls. With a 10-star outfit, 200 pulls. With an 11-piece outfit, 220 pulls. And one of the evolutions, which is the last evolution of the outfit, will always only be gettable if you get the outfit twice. So you want actually to account for about 440 pulls. To make this easier, one pull costs $1. So we went up from the full outfit without evolutions costing $180 to $220. The full outfit with evolution costing $440 for a singular outfit. If you're playing any other gacha games, imagine max pity for a character inside Genshin Impact coming up from 90 to 110 and to 130. This is the equivalent of what Infold has done over the span of this game, and this is one of the reasons why Chinese players are boycotting right now. Now, something is very interesting about this outfit in particular. This is why I'm showing you the outfit layout for the Phoenix dress and not the mermaid dress, both of which you saw when you were playing the tutorial, because that is where they're displayed. That is where they're trying to get people to want to buy these outfits. When the tutorial just dropped, in the cutscene, in the tutorial, for this outfit, there are no socks. This means that this was intended to be a 10-piece outfit. They threw in the socks the last minute to make it 11 pieces, to make you spend $20 more if you're getting this outfit once, and $40 more if you're getting this outfit twice. You know, another funny thing, out of all of the bugs that were happening in the game, out of all of them, this thing was the first thing to get patched. First update after this patch drops, put socks on the tutorial so that people can't say that the socks were added in the last moment just to increase the amount of pieces that the outfit needs to have. There's more than just this where they lied, but excuse me why I quote the Todd Howard song. It just works, it just works. Little lies, stunning shows. People buy, money flows. It just works. Open worlds, or overpriced open worlds, earnings rise. Take my word, it just works. They're literally lying. They're literally putting things at the last moment in order to increase their revenue flow. And this isn't even the worst lie, because this one was like caught last second, but we're getting to that. The screen that you're staring at right now is the screen for like dailies and weeklies. And one of the things in here is Mirror Crown. What is Mirror Crown, you ask? It is like a fashion competition against NPCs that have preset requirements, and each Mirror Crown, I think, has like 9 rounds. So it's 9 rounds, and for every single like round that you pass with a certain amount of stars, you get in-game currency. Mira Crown used to change over every 14 days. The new Mira Crown changes over every 21 days. Instead of it changing over every 2 weeks, it's now changing over every 3 weeks. Why does that matter, you ask? Well, because the amount of rewards that you can get from this is preset. So the amount of rewards that you would get every 2 weeks, now you get every 3 weeks. So if you're a free to play account, this means that throughout the year, on average, you're gonna be losing on 70 pulls or $70 worth of gacha. $70 that you didn't need to pay the company before if you wanted to pull on gacha. Now, this was one of the reasons for the boycott as well, and the boycott is still ongoing. This one was walked back, but not with the currently running Mira Crown, mind you. They walked it back and they said it's gonna happen on the 1st of month and on 16th of month every single month. So it's preset to, from now on, for the most amount of days to last for 16 days instead of lasting for 21 days like they wanted to make it. However, Chinese players want the 14 days back because it used to be every 2 weeks on the dot. Doesn't matter the patch, doesn't matter the reset, 2 weeks on the dot. Every 2 weeks, you can go in there, you can do the styling battles with non-player characters, and you can pick up your rewards. And then you can invest these rewards into pulling more outfits for yourself without paying the company. They want that back. They want it exactly to be 14 days on the dot, not moving backwards, not moving forwards. Nothing else. 14 days or else we riot. So, next up, this update has introduced the dyeing feature, and let me once again move my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. Take a look at the dye palettes. Stellar Fruit Dream, Palette Tail Shimmer. All of these dye palettes, they're named after in-game materials. What do you use to unlock the dye palettes? Premium currency, why do you ask? Right now there is a dye event that gives you this premium currency for just like unlocking dice and using dice, so you can pick up quite a lot of it at this point. However, outside of that event, the only ways of getting this is through picking up monthly rewards, pretty much, and it is a very small amount of currency. 5 stars, 4 stars, and 3 stars all use separate currencies. There are three separate different currencies. When you unlock a palette, it is not per set, it is per item. So let's now take in 11-piece set, like the new 5 stars are. You will now be spending currency, the most expensive currency, because it's gonna be the 5-star unlock currency, on 11 separate pieces. So what does evolutions do, you might ask, if evolutions normally are just 3 colors? Well, without evolutions, you don't even get access to extra palettes. If you just have the base outfit and no evolutions, then you have a lot less palettes to even unlock. If you have evolutions, depending on how many evolutions you have extra palettes. And then if you have all the evolutions, including the last one that requires you to buy the outfit twice, you will have all the palettes. And then if you unlock all the palettes using premium currency, you will have access to a color wheel, making the color wheel the most wanted and sought after part But remember this, you now need to spend $440 for the outfit itself and its evolution. Then you need to purchase enough 5-star dying currency to unlock all the palettes, to unlock the color wheel for every individual piece. This means that you're spending 5-star dye unlock currency 11 times to do it for the whole outfit. You wanna look at something else that's kind of scummy? This was an event. It was called Caring for the Bullquet. Do you know how they sold this event when it was happening? They sold it as the preview for the upcoming dye system. This event is supposed to teach you how dyeing will work in game. You know how the event worked? You inserted a certain amount of materials that you could find in the open world into like this box, and it changed the color of this bull. Fairly simple, isn't it? Yeah. Key part, insert materials findable in the open world to change the color of this bull. What are the palettes called? Inside the dyeing system, they're named after real world materials that you can find inside this game that you can farm without paying money. It actually provides a use for your materials. Do you know what live stream before this update came out, what they called the unlocking of the palettes? They said that you will use material. They did not specify what. They just said it will use material. Material. It almost sounds like they changed the system from being free to being paid. It almost sounds like during the live stream, they knew that. And it almost sounds like they specifically used the word material to obfuscate that they changed the system before it dropped into live. They didn't want people to know that it became paid before it even came out. You know what we should do? We should read the non apology letter. You know what's even more interesting? Is that after the last time when the not apology letter from the company got posted, they actually added more items into it. Hooray! They're actually updating their apology letter on the go. It just so happens that it still apologizes for fucking nothing and addresses nothing. It's like the most PR of all statements possible. So how about we read it? Would you like to read it with me? We're gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna be skipping over the bugs that they list in here because there's also a separate post where they're addressing all the bugs that they have fixed so far, and that's just not even like daint just not even denting the amount that's currently the bugs that are in game. The game is actually completely unplayable right now. So we're gonna skip the bug section because we're gonna be talking about that in just a little bit. Apology letter regarding version 1.5 gaming experience. Dear stylists, first and foremost, we would like to extend our sincerest apologies. Let me just get out a ukulele or the world's smallest violin. We're truly sorry that we were unable to provide you with a stable experience upon the release of the new version. We understand that every stylist's love and trust in Infinity Nikki is something we must cherish and uphold with the utmost dedication. with the desire to offer Nikki and all of you more vibrant and colorful journey. We had planned various new content for this update, designing outfits in diverse styles, creating fun and engaging gameplay, and crafting unique landscapes. We hoped Nikki could embark on thrilling adventures across parallel worlds, discovering endless surprises and joy in Mirrorland. However, this time we fell short of expectations. Following the version update, we received a lot of feedback regarding game experience issues, primarily concerning the Die Workshop co op feature and overall game performance, including issues such as login failures, crashes, and resolution problems. We have been carefully collecting each report and immediately working with our teams to address these issues. We sincerely apologize for the issues that disrupted Nikki's dazzling and dreamlike journey. Following an urgent review by the development team, we have already resolved nearly 100 issues, improved the stability of multiplayer servers, and carried out emergency fixes for certain visual display issues. Moving forward, we will continue to monitor the game's performance to ensure these problems do not reoccur. And just so you know, those 100 issues fixed still do not include being able to log in on PS5 or mobile devices. Those players are stuck with no access to this game for the last 3 days. That's that's how long the bug list is. That's how badly thought out this update is. Skipping through like the bug issues, additional clarifications based on community feedback. In version 1.5, the Bubble Season update introduced multiplayer gameplay to create a richer and more engaging adventure for Nikki and all stylists. The idea also shaped the design direction of the new outfits. From the early design stage, we intended the 5-star outfits to embody themes of collaboration and companionship, symbolized by the story of the ever blazing bird sacrificing herself to save the iceborne mermaid. Thus, we introduced dedicated dynamic effects, transformation animations, and unique music compositions for these outfits. In Snowy Ballad, which is the mermaid outfit, we introduced highly dynamic special effects for the pieces and special aurora effects for the hair. The Crimson Feather, which is that phoenix outfit that I was showing to you guys, was designed around the core concept of rebirth, featuring unique ash form appearance and different transformation effects, depending on whether Nikki is in the air or on the ground. In addition to align with the theme of the new version, we introduced multiplayer features in the design of both of the decoration item and dance move. The Eternal Snowdew decoration now features a co-op interaction. It's a chair. The Eternal Snowdew decoration is a chair. And for the Everlasting Hope dance move, we attempting to create a co-op dance move based on the original dance move. Both the versions were developed with dedicated custom music compositions. To enrich styling combinations, the total number of pieces for these outfits was set at 11. We sincerely apologize for the lack of prior communication regarding the adjustment. Moving forward, we guarantee that the number of pieces of 5-star outfits will not exceed 11. All major changes will be communicated in advance through official channels. Do you know what this whole blurb was about? This whole blurb was about the fact that Chinese players are currently protesting and not even playing the game. They're boycotting, they're giving it 1 star. For those 11-piece gachas that we talked about previous, you know what were the Chinese players' demands? That the maximum pity for these is dropped to 180, which is the same as the maximum pity for a 9-piece gacha. They don't care how many pieces of outfit you put in or you don't put in. What they do care about is that the maximum pity stays at $180 or 180 pulls and never exceeds that ever again. You know what the apology gave? The apology told you that it's not gonna exceed 11 pieces from now on, and if it does, they will communicate it more clearly. Which means, fuck you, we're still going with 11-piece outfits, but also, if we ever increase the number, we're gonna tell you beforehand. This whole bit was supposed to be addressing the reason why people are boycotting, and it does not address the reason why people are boycotting. Instead, it's telling people how intricate and hard to make these outfits were, as if your co-op design decisions, your co-op special chair decisions are hinging on that outfit having socks or not. Because that is the last piece to be put on that outfit, and it was tacked on at the last minute. Because as you saw in the first intro, that outfit preview in the tutorial does not have socks. What's even better is that outside of that flying sequence, you have no way of even checking if somebody is wearing socks with that outfit or not, because that outfit is a ball gown. At no point are you gonna see the character's feet. They tacked on generic socks, and then they explained the reason for tacking on generic socks as we wanted to increase the amount of customization available, and that's why it's at 11 pieces. Anyway, pinky swear we're never gonna exceed 11 pieces, and if we do, we're gonna communicate to you clearly. That apology is not an apology. That's why I'm calling it a non-apology letter, because it is a non-apology letter. 2. Duration changes for the Mirror Crown Pinnacle Contest. To offer a richer and more diverse styling experience, the Mirror Crown Pinnacle Contest and the special effects are periodically refreshed and updated. It's literally just like an event to click through so that you can collect your rewards every 2 weeks, guys. As each version varies in duration, the duration of each Mirror Crown Pinnacle Contest has also differed accordingly. We have taken note of the community's discussions regarding the contest duration. In response, we're planning to end this current contest at May 16. It's not reflected in game, by the way. With the next contest starting immediately on May 16. Starting from the next cycle, the Mirror Crown Pinnacle Contest will be held twice a month, starting on the 1st and the 16th of each month, server time. For me, this is okay, but for Chinese players that want the contest to be running at exactly every 2 weeks, as it has done for many updates, that is not good enough. So that at least attempts to address the complaint, but it doesn't fully address the complaint to where the players wanted the complaint to be addressed. They wanted it to be every 2 weeks on the dot. They don't care about the patch cycle. They want their rewards every 2 weeks on the dot. They don't want it every 16 days. They don't want it every 21 days. They don't want it every 3 weeks. They want to be able to claim some rewards for themselves every 2 weeks to help them save for the new gacha outfits that come out every month. This is new. This part is new. That's why I'm saying that they're always editing their apology letter. Do-it-yourself workshop design intentions and future plans. The original intention behind the do-it-yourself workshop was to provide stylists with greater freedom in outfit design and styling combinations. We have received all of your feedback and are carefully reviewing the current designs to further optimize the do-it-yourself workshop experience. In addition, for fully evolved outfits, we plan to introduce a more advanced dyeing system in the future, offering expanded customization options and richer visual effects. Now, the complaint that is unrelated to the Chinese boycott happening right now, the complaint with the dye system that the Western audience, for the most part, is raising. I don't know about Chinese audience because nobody's reporting on this in particular, was that A, those palettes should be unlockable with materials that you find in the open world. Those palettes are named after materials findable in the open world. And the previous event to do with dying worked this exact way, and we were told that this is how future dying is gonna work. Second complaint was that the dye palettes should be unlockable for the whole outfit, not for every individual piece. So if you unlock them on a singular piece, they should unlock on the rest of the pieces of the outfit, which is also quite reasonable. The third complaint was that if you're already spending $440 on a singular digital outfit, guys, that's half a thousand on a singular digital outfit, of which they just released 2 in the past update. So that's a thousand easily, like $880, nearly a thousand to drop in a singular update, and every month, effectively, if you're a whale in this game. The complaint was that if you're dropping this amount of money, all of the palettes should come pre-unlocked. Because what the fuck? You're already paying out of your asshole. You may as well enjoy the benefits. That addresses none of this. That addresses none of this. If you have suggestions regarding the do-it-yourself workshop, please feel free to email us at this email address. Every piece of feedback from you is driving force for us. I doubt it. Your voices guide Infinity Nikki's path forward. It used to. They were actually quite responsive to feedback, but not anymore. In the future, we'll conduct thorough reviews, strengthen our QA processes, and approach every update to prevent such issues from happening again. I don't think that you're gonna have a game in a month. This current update is so broken that people don't give a shit about what you're gonna be promising about in the future. What matters is the present. As an expression of our heartfelt apologies, we will be distributing the following compensation to all players for in-game mail. 10 Revelation Crystals, 10 Resonite Crystals, and 1,200 diamonds. Now, mind you, that is a large amount. This is 30 pulls that they're giving out. 10 pulls on limited banners to use on whichever limited banners you want at any point. 10 pulls on the permanent banner, and 1,200 diamonds can be converted to either or, however you want. They're giving a large compensation, but at this point, they could be compensating people with 100 pulls, and people will still be angry. The game's broken. Monetization has been turned on to 200%, and the story has been scrapped. You could be sending people 1,000 pulls and they will still be angry, because it's not about the pulls. It's not about getting free shit. It's about addressing the complaints, which has not happened. Okay? Okay. Thank you once again for your support and understanding. Finally, we would like to speak from heart. Version 1.5 marks a major milestone for Infinity Nikki. Yeah, it's where the downfall began, honeys. In this version, we took a bold step forward, introducing co-op gameplay for the first time. It doesn't work, by the way. We hope Nikki's journey can now stretch even further across the vast sea of stars, the most hated area in the game so far that has nothing in it, where every heart longing for warmth can find connection and companionship. Every member of our team shares the same deep love for the Nikki IP, doubt it, and treats your companionship. Nikki's journey can continue to push the boundaries of imagination. Everybody logged off by this point. Please give us one more chance. Let Nikki's starlight continue to shine for us all, and to keep the warmth of our hearts forever burning bright. Honey's addressed the complaints. Seriously, take time out from making game content. Say 1.6 will not drop in 36 days. 1.6 will drop in 3 months, in 4 months. Because the amount of shit that this update has caused, it destroyed your game. Bug-wise, it destroyed your game. The changes that you made destroyed your game. Some of the monetization practices are outright illegal. They need to be addressing this ASAP. They need to be addressing this right now. They need to be addressing all of the issues being raised. This is a non apology letter. Please give us one more chance. People might, if you address what's actually the problem and not just keep on beating around the bush. No changes means no people. Disclaimer, please note we are moderators sharing an official statement from the Nikki's developers. We're not the developers ourselves. Very interesting though that this was like modified halfway through. Like if you read this apology like one day ago, it would have been different and it wouldn't have included the die things, which means that they're making excuses for even more features than they were before. This concludes the monetization changes inside the game, and I hope to see you in the bugs section right after. Welcome to a cross section of the selection of bugs that this update has caused so far. This is not an exclusive, exhaustive list of all bugs. It's just that there are so many that are so game breaking that I couldn't even list them all. So, this is a great start. Instead, we're going to look at the most serious bugs. We're going to look at the bugs reported on Reddit, and we're going to look at the bugs that the developers are fixing, and we're going to look at the bugs that I have personally experienced. Booze is back into the picture. UK is having a heat wave. It's 7 a.m. It's already starting to become really hot in my room. I'm glad that I recorded gameplay in the middle of the night when it was actually cool. That way I can make sure that that random crash with me trying to do a tutorial was the game and not my computer overheating, because I was keeping this room extra cool. If I was doing it right now, I would be wondering if it's my computer overheating or whether it's the game. So first of all, for a lot of mobile users, the app has renamed itself to Eki Library. What does that mean? I don't know, but that's what we're playing now, I guess. Secondly, a lot of mobile users have been just told that they can no longer run the game at all because the game has increased their requirements for the devices on what can run the game and what cannot. People's friends lists have been entirely wiped. Mind you, if you have friends that you know in real life and they no longer see their own friends list, if you check yours, they might still be there. So it seems to be visual rather than an actual friends list wipe, but that doesn't help people whose friends lists have been wiped. A lot of people see this when they're playing on their mobile phones. That nice blob in the middle with like lighter hues of pink, that is a character. The darker blobs are a path, and presumably the blue blobs are the sky. This is just the resolution that mobiles now launch into sometimes for some reason. Yes, this is entirely unplayable. Why do you ask? Bugs on PS5. This guy has commented with one bug that is fairly common. I can't even play. I'm stuck on the intro screen, which shows the piano from 1.3 update. Somehow, a lot of PS5s have downgraded to the previous update instead of upgrading to the newest one, and as such, you can no longer launch the game at all. This bug has been persistent and still there 3 days later, so people on PS5s couldn't have been logging in for 3 whole days. Cool. Mobile and PS5 player here. Is anyone else still having issues playing one on PS5? Like my Nikki straight up stopping moving in the middle of doing a co-op task that wouldn't send any messages. I was able to exit the co-op task only to find my Nikki still couldn't move and I couldn't open the main menu to go to settings and reset it. I had to go to the PS5 menu and reboot it. Needing to reboot is fairly common. This person is playing on a PS5 and they have listed all of the bugs that they have encountered so far. Can't change the time of day. Time changes by itself while in photo mode, which ruins lighting and overall photo dynamic. I have to click teleport 3 times before it actually teleports me. Bugged quest markers. I go to the markers, but nothing happens. Getting stuck in the tutorial for customizing ability outfits. Won't let me past Momo's section. Momo is nowhere to be found. Color lookbook doesn't allow me to click on outfits people made to view them, it only shows default Nikki. When teleporting to Unbound Wharf, I get stuck in a pile of Nikki's. After customizing ability outfits, it won't allow me to exit the wardrobe, forcing me to restart the game every single time. When customizing ability outfits, it sometimes changes back to the previous outfit in the middle of me creating an outfit and undoing everything. Left stick unresponsive, had to restart the game for it to work. I have to click save multiple times before it actually saves. Momo's cloak that I have chosen for him isn't showing up, only default Momo. When talking to a PC on Serenity Island, the angle went behind Nikki to look at the PC, and since I have her wearing fairy wings, it blocked the entire view of the PC talking. Warp Spire's teleporting me somewhere else on the map than what I clicked. I teleported to Floor Wish at the Stylist Guild and it took me to Swan Gazebo, where there isn't even a Warp Spire. Rainbow and pattern. Create a share code or link. I've done this and it's saying I have it. Only shows a red dot like my reward is claimable, but it won't allow me. Land of Peace and Purity. Event quests not showing up. Where are the gifted? Joyful Tune sticker is bugged. I need to wet my mouth. This list is so long and we're not even done through one person's bugs. The flower at the back of the soiree stage kept vacuuming me in and out as if I were a door. That's literally the only way I know how to explain it. I had to exit the game multiple times to fix it. Wind Bubble minigame where you stand on the pink cloud froze on the wind bubble after I completed it. Misty Peaks is way too bright. Even with brightness down, I'm unable to see where to go next. Being locked in a place after exiting a menu, unable to move other than jump. Frame drops lag. Wand from Crystal Poems floats in the air after use, and there's a delay whenever I'm trying to shoot an orb. Loading screen stopping at 50% for preparing to download resources and just sits there for a long period of time. Left stick unresponsive in multiple menus. Missing friends list. All my friends are gone. Help. A game bug has soft locked me from playing. Anyone else encountered this bug? I'm on PS5. So here's where the bug starts for me, and what has locked me out of the game. The tutorial for using WIM ability starts and I'm prompted to open the wheel L1 to go into my wardrobe and press R1 twice to get to ability setup. As soon as I get to the ability setup, a window pops up telling me I haven't saved my current outfit and asks me to confirm X or close O, except it doesn't register when I press these buttons or any buttons. Restarting the game brings me back to the start of the tutorial. I tried pressing buttons, going to the map, etc. before I get to the ability setup. I also uninstalled and reinstalled the game and I'm back at the start of the tutorial. I've been locked out like this since yesterday. Another compilation of bugs. There are mobile player. Pictures get cut off for no reason. Event rewards and goals are not accurate or updated. Incomplete ones show rewards, completed ones are not marked. New Eureka timer doesn't work. Triangles indicating something to collect when there is none. Quest markers don't activate. Progress bars and photos don't update. Completed 2 Wim Bubble challenges, showed the Wim Bubble on screen, then froze. Had to restart and redo both times. It's nice that for them Wim Bubble challenges work. For me, well, to be fair, for me it is the minigames that are completely, entirely broken. So, you know, fun times. Just fun times overall. This is my post. So, Bubble Hopper locks up my game and fades to black. Bubble Hopper is like a tiny little mini game that you can do to collect extra rewards. Whenever I try to launch it, it just goes to a black screen and my game dies. Woo! Yesterday I had to re-enter Serenity Island multiple times to get collisions to work. Currently collisions work about 60% of the time. Objects that should have collisions just don't have collisions and I can walk straight through them. Trying to change outfits inside the new fashion show area has locked up my game. Things that I do don't register. I've exchanged multiple times with Pouchy, but Floating Bubbles event has not registered it. Today I've done Sea of Stars dailies, but they weren't registering. The checkmark was there, but I was getting no points. It took 2 logouts, logins, and a couple of porting back and forth the wish field for the game to go, oh yeah, right, here you go. My screen flashes black repeatedly whenever I just jump up and down in Sea of Stars. That one's still happening. Actually, I'm pretty sure that Sea of Stars is what crashed my tutorial when we were playing through previously because the tutorial happens in Sea of Stars. I don't know what is with that area, but just my computer just goes nope. The color logbook search functionality is behaving odd. I typed the exact name for the item, it did not pop up. As I was scrolling through the giant list of items, I found it in the middle of the long list, and yep, it was spelled correctly. Using the color logbook froze up my game and caused a crash. Quests that I have already done are throwing markers on objectives. Objectives are firing up multiple times in a row. Some quests, especially ones in Sea of Stars, are happening out of sequence for me where inappropriate dialogue pops up at inappropriate times. You go to a quest marker, nothing happens. You go to a random place in the map and suddenly a cutscene starts. That's like at a completely different part of the quest that you're currently doing. It's really friggin' bizarre. Since then, I tried doing quests on Serenity Island, and one of the main storyline quests required me to restart because the game has stopped showing objectives. We just played through the tutorial, and I'm getting constant connection errors despite the fact that my ping is shown as being really good. And the game keeps on crashing on me, especially in the Sea of Stars. But once again, I at least can play it. Also, as you had seen in the tutorial section where the NPC goes, hold my hand, I press F and absolutely nothing happens. The holding of hands is just this functionality entirely not working, but I am one of the fortunate people that can continue progressing the tutorial, which everyone is forced into, despite not holding hands. You just run off and the tutorial progresses. So that's good. At least I'm not completely locked out of my game. This is an official post of bug fixes progress that they're currently doing. Remember when they said that they fixed over 100 bugs? Yeah, that doesn't even touch the tip of the iceberg in here. Fixed an issue where Bubble Hopper could become abnormally blocked under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where crafting the Starbell piece for Sea of Stars outfit did not correctly consume crafting attempts under certain conditions. Fixed text errors in the quest descriptions of Land with No Name under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where incorrect prompts for obtaining pieces of Snowy Ballad outfit could appear under certain conditions. What? Fix an issue where Warp Nexus might fail to activate properly in co-op mode under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where selecting Explore Alone in the Sea of Star questline accidentally disabled the Allow Friend requests and Allow DMs from illuminated players settings. Fixed missing time requirements in the event description perform at the Swish and Stitch soiree. Fixed incorrect descriptions for the items Wind Bubbles and Serenity Dewdrops. Fixed abnormal material effects on certain items in Journey Born from the End quest scene under certain conditions. Fixed abnormal resolution settings after the version update. Fixed an issue where entering the Starlit shop did not correctly select the shop category. Fixed an issue where black screens could occur during cutscenes in the new exclusive quests under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where switching control devices during a Journey Born from the End quest could prevent players from holding hands with the Seer. I still can't hold hands with the Seer, and I have not made any changes to my control devices. Fixed abnormal visual effects when using the Crimson Rhapsody outfit ability in co-op mode under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where QR codes could not be saved properly when sharing on PS5. Fixed an issue where entering dungeons while immersive mode was enabled prevented exiting the mode. Fixed incorrect red dot notifications in the events interface. Fixed an issue where Nikki's sitting posture on the Silver Moon boat could appear abnormal under certain conditions. Fixed missing previews from the makeup set, the Crimson Feather and Snowy Ballad outfits. At the very least, guys, you're fixing the gotcha previews. That is definitely the most important thing to fix out of all the things that you need to fix right now. Fixed an issue where the custom colors button in the die interface might display abnormally. Fixed an issue where controller users could not switch between my favorites and me tabs in color lookbook. Fixed an issue where Nikki could not jump while using the Snowy Ballad outfit's ability. Fixed an issue where do-it-yourself workshop share codes might not be recognized correctly under certain conditions. Fixed abnormal dress physics for the Rosy Reverie outfit when Nikki is running. Fixed lighting issues in certain areas in Land with No Name. Fixed an issue where controller inputs became unresponsive after important other stylist outfits in the color lookbook under certain conditions. Fixed abnormal visuals for the sun-scorched bones piece of the Crimson Feather outfit under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where UI elements fail to display properly when opening the Starlit Moment screen under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where camera could freeze during the Wimstar Wimballoon collection feature Little Big Wimstar under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where the second stylist on the Wimpedals tandem could appear in the wrong position when entering specific caverns under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where using the decoration Eternal Snowdew in the co-op gameplay could reset invited stylist outfits to Nikki's default outfit Perfect Start under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where Momo might not follow Nikki consistently under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where using Bubbly Bath could cause the game to freeze under certain conditions. Fixed abnormal material effects for the Bubbly Bath decoration on specific device models. Fixed an issue where the game could crash on specific Android devices under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where the do-it-yourself workshop page displayed abnormally under certain conditions. Fixed an issue where quest description for a journey born from the end could contain text errors under certain conditions. The bugs that they seem to be fixing right now are so minor when literally like 2 out of 3 platforms can't even be playing this game right now. And those that can be playing are experiencing a lot more serious bugs than those. Issues that have been resolved. Fix an issue where under certain circumstances the client displayed initialization failed. Please restart the game and prevented login. Fix an issue where shared outfits were wrongly displayed at Nikki's default outfit Perfect Start in the color lookbook. The piece Flora Dreamscape of the outfit Flowing Colors has an incorrect category after Glow Up. Fixed an issue where interactions in the Heart of Infinity interface were unavailable under certain conditions. Upcoming fixes and optimizations. Resolution setting issues. Material and lighting display issues in areas such as Sea of Stars, Serenity Island, and Land with No Name. Interaction smoothness and interruption issues across mobile, PC, and PS5 platforms. Frequent startup errors on the PS5 platform. Issues that may block stylists during quest progression, such as abnormal black screens that may occur during cutscene playback in the new exclusive quests. Performance and experience issues in multiplayer gameplay. Interaction and sharing experience issues in the do-it-yourself workshop and color lookbook. Ongoing optimization of the performance and visual effects of the outfits Snowy Ballad and Crimson Feather. Abnormal material rendering for the Bubbly Bath decoration specific devices. Look guys, I'm not gonna bore you. I'm just gonna say, trust me, the game's borked. It's so borked that a lot of people can't even log into the game, mainly PS5 players and mobile players. And then when you can log in, it's a question if you will ever even be able to see the game, or will it launch at like 16p as a resolution? I don't even know how that happens. And then, when it does launch properly, you roll a dice whether you are soft locking yourself in the mandatory tutorial for everyone, including the veteran players and the new players alike, or whether you can actually progress through the tutorial. You can get soft locked by cutscenes not progressing whatsoever, happened to me. Skipping a little bit worked. You can get soft locked by being unable to hold hands, happened to me. It's still happening to me, but thankfully, just running off without actually holding the NPC's hand seems to be working as a way to progress. You can have random black screens and crashes. Happened to me. You can have random connective errors. Happened to me. Duh. Now, if you exit the tutorial, you can't just be in such a fun game where the collision in the new areas just doesn't work at all. This means no jumping on objects, standing on objects, reaching higher levels in a game that's very vertical aligned, which means no ever reaching NPCs that are on higher levels, no reaching objects that are on higher levels, because congratulations, you're now the select few where collisions just don't work for you. Just feel free to roam around through the world as if you're some sort of ghost, just running through everything and everyone, like no one even exists. If you get past that, no playing mini games for you because they just resort in a black screen. If you visit the new area for a fashion show where there's supposed to be fashion shows at a specific time, you might just get locked inside interfaces and be entirely unable to leave them, entirely unable to leave your menus. Great game design. If you're lucky enough to be able to play, it is question mark if you can actually experience the new content and actually play it, is what I'm trying to say. And I am now gonna start putting down this wine bottle because I sound drunk and I look drunk, and that is not my intention. So enough wine for me. The consensus is game be borked. I don't know how long would it take to fix a game that's this borked, because game is borked in entirely new and fantastic ways, in ways that the game has never been borked ever before. It is so borked that I don't know if they can actually unbork the game. Either way, don't play. Game be borked. Got it? Got it. Okay. Bug section done. In truth, there's thousands of bugs right now. Thousands of little individual bugs. And they seem to have started the fixes from the easier fixes, like text displaying wrong. Honestly, I care less about text displaying wrong. I care more about people not even being able to log in or being entirely unable to do new content, collision issues, soft locks, hard locks, menu crashes, connection issues. Everything that could have gone wrong with the code went wrong with the code in a singular update. That is just the current state of the game. Time to progress with miscellaneous other issues with said update, and this is gonna be a fun area to cover. See you there. Welcome to the miscellaneous category of everything that's currently wrong with Infinity Nikki. While Mirta drinks some water and attempts to sober up, drinking wine in the middle of making this video might not have been the best idea, but I've spent the whole night making this video reliving things that are honestly really frustrating to me and have really exhausted myself, and it's really hot on top of that. So I thought alcohol might help, but alcohol just added dizzy on top of migraine. So probably was a fairly bad idea. Just like, take heed, don't make the bad ideas, don't make the bad decisions that I do. Something that you might have seen me mention in the store update part is that I'm not showing my account ID, and I'm trying not to show other people's accounts IDs, because after the Chinese players have started protesting, new terms of service have released. And these terms of service have something fairly funny in them. I also had to accept those terms in service, just so you know. In the English version, the terms of service are bolded, but not in red. In the Chinese, that line was bolded in red, then bolded, then removed entirely, because they probably know that it is a fairly illegal thing to write. In the English version, it's still there. The new terms of service that you're agreeing to makes this line that says, make sure to pay attention to our terms of service that could restrict your rights. I've read through the whole terms of service. I still don't know what they mean. There were some questionable bits, like Infold has a right to delete your account if you haven't logged in to it for 3 years. I'm not entirely sure how legal it is, especially considering that majority of these accounts have purchased items and, have invested money into the account. But they managed to bold that part. Restrict your rights. After the whole protest started. That part was not even there until the protests started. What's a bit funny about this is that you actually can't put illegal things into a EULA. So, if there's something in the EULA that's law breaking inside a country, you don't just get a get out of jail free card by saying that our EULA warned you that you were agreeing to this. So, for example, if I put into EULA that if you accept with these terms of service, you agree that I'm gonna break into your house and I'm gonna steal your kidney, that doesn't mean that the law's gonna be okay with that. They're not gonna just be like, oh yeah, you put it into the EULA, so it's perfectly legal now. I am really baffled at this decision making to even include that make sure to pay attention to things that restrict your rights inside the EULA, considering that illegal things are still illegal. Now, here's another thing. That was used to subtly threaten the Chinese players that are boycotting to say that they can lose their accounts for boycotting, expressing negative opinions about the game, leaving negative reviews, and spamming their live streams and promotional materials. I'm not entirely sure how legal that is, so just in case, I'm trying to avoid showing any kind of account IDs inside any of these pictures and any of the submitted forms, just in case somebody gets banned for this video ever existing. If it is me that gets banned on my main account for this video ever existing, there's gonna be hell to pay. There's gonna be so much hell to pay, so I hope that they don't try. Because no, honeys, no, it's not very legal to break laws inside of countries and just going, I put it in my EULA that I can. Doesn't mean that you actually can. So, pretty suspicious that they have done that. Even more suspicious that they have highlighted it in red after the whole protests have begun, or that while it's removed off the Chinese version, the pay attention to things that might restrict your rights are still inside the English thing. It's pretty pointless to put it there, considering that once again, you can't put anything into EULA that breaks a country's legal protections and legal rights because, well, that just doesn't fly in court. You saying that users should pay attention to that will just not fly in court. Moving from legal issues, a lot of people hated, and I also hated, the fact that when you turned on your game after this update, if you were a veteran player or a new player, it doesn't matter, the game immediately forced you into a story tutorial. Like, login story tutorial, right there and then. You then have to actually play through it, or if you skip it, you have no way of revisiting it. So you can either skip all of that story, or you have to dedicate 25 minutes to the game. All of the previous story missions inside the game during updates would be triggered voluntarily by players, aka you log into the game, new story missions are available, they're telling you to speak with this NPC or perform this action in order to trigger a story cutscene. That's perfectly fine because some people log into this game to do dailies for 5 minutes and then log out. Players were not really expecting to be thrust into a story with no way to leave it or redo it later on, but being forced to go through that story. So some people logged in from their beds on their phones to go, oh yeah, I'm just gonna accept my daily rewards and log out. and they were forced into a story sequence on a mobile phone that can't even handle the game all that well for 30 minutes straight. That is not a thing that people have enjoyed. That is just really not a thing that people have enjoyed. And it would be great if the game has never decided to do that ever again. In general, actually, getting your veteran players to play through a tutorial upon logging in, again, is weird. I'm not gonna lie, honeys. It is really, really weird. Like, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that would be my great advice for a lot of things that have happened inside this update. Then the third thing that has happened that a lot of people are upset about, but because there's so many things in this update to be upset about, this is fairly down the list. Is that the game is trying to its damnedest for you to participate in a multiplayer fashion competition inside the game. What they mean is that there's an area with a stage, and there's like a theme for that day. You design your outfit based on the theme, you go registered, your character performs like a cinematic after so many minutes of waiting, of them just like walking down the stage, and that is it. Now, there's 18 rewards locked behind you doing this every single day, so for 18 days. There's also some diamonds locked behind you participating in this, and it is a fairly heavily pushed thing. Like, several different parts of the game direct you into going and doing this. The issue is that in every single server, it's only available for a time span of 2 hours in a day, and those time spans are entirely preset. So, what is on Discord and what this person has screenshotted are times that have automatically converted to their time period. In general, the times in UTC are Asia, the event starts between midday to 2 p.m. In Europe, it's between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. In America, it's between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Now, mind you that this is not converted time. Normally, when you convert it the server time to the time zone that the people are in, it's about 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Not gonna lie, I'm never online on those hours, and I will never be online on those hours. Nobody appreciates a game forcing you to log in for a span of time inside any period of your day when that span of time is entirely fixed. You're gonna find people working, you're gonna find people sleeping, you're gonna find people having real life responsibilities. This event is, by the way, entirely uninvolved. You create an outfit, it performs an animation. If the event is not bugged, mind you, big if, because oftentimes it is bugged, you get a prize that teleports directly into your inventory and the game doesn't even warn you about it. There's no voting, there's no greater multiplayer participation. There's absolutely no reason to make people do this at 2 very specific hours inside their day. There is no reason why this event couldn't run for 24 hours every day. No reason at all, considering that all you get is like a cutscene. So, I don't know why they have done this like this, but it has excluded a great part of their population from ever being able to participate in it, me included. And honestly, nobody appreciates things like these. Nobody appreciates the game telling you, you must be logged in on these hours or else you just miss out on stuff. Even MMOs know this. Guild Wars 2 events are like on a 2-hour to 3-hour schedule and it just repeats repeatedly. So if you can catch something at 8 a.m., for example, you can catch it at 10 a.m., at midday, at 2 p.m., at 4 p.m., at 6 p.m., so on and so forth, because it's like on a permanent 2-hour schedule. So even though the event lasts for like 15 minutes and you have to be there at a specific time, if you miss that time, you have like 12 times to pick from inside the daytime. You have a lot of chances to participate. You can match your schedule, and this is an MMO. We're talking about not even an MMO. We're talking about a live service gacha game that's mostly single player that have recently has gotten questionable multiplayer features that are not very in depth. I would say it like that. And they have decided that you are logged in between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at your server time, or else you don't get to participate in this. Doesn't sit well with me. But honestly, so many things don't sit well with me in this patch that by this point I've forgotten to care about this. That's how bad this patch is. I honestly think that they should do a full rollback. I know that that might be hard to orchestrate, but goddamn, the game is completely buggy, unplayable. They have destroyed the best parts of the game, turned monetization up to 200, and released that version to Steam. By the way, want to see what is happening at Steam? The reviews currently are mixed. There's only 791 reviews in English. The rest of the reviews are in Chinese, and the most upvoted reviews are all fucking negative. If I was to look at player numbers, this thing probably didn't get any interest. Now, mind you, Infold has drummed up a really big campaign to a point where people got rewards for wishlisting it on Steam. They have had over 200,000 wishlists. They have received like 2,300 reviews, and most of those are in Chinese from Chinese people boycotting. They have shat the bed so bad. They have shat the bed so bad that they have lost all momentum. They have lost their veteran players. They have gained almost no new players whatsoever. And the interest in the game has dropped to rock bottom for most people because what they did with this update effectively insulted their player base for the reasons I have outlined inside this video. I know it's a fairly weird upload for me to make at a fairly weird time because this is normally not when I upload videos. But it's bad enough that I needed to get it out of my chest. I hope that this gets watched. Don't play Infinity Nikki for fuck's sake. Not while it's in the States. Like this, not until the company puts on their big boy pants and solves their issues. And if they can't do that, then, well, this is probably goodbye game. It is bleak right now. It is very uncommon for a game to shit on itself this bad. And even if it manages to fix itself, repairing the trust lost will take a long time. Because when you're just retconning your story out of nowhere, what you're sending as a message to your players is that at any point, you can go in and do that. At any point, you can be like, you know that game that you played for 50 hours anyway, doesn't matter. That story we decided no longer exists, no longer needs our attention. Anyway, would you like to play a new story from us? No. I now just don't care what else you have to offer to me because this is pretty bad. And the way that it's being handled, it's even worse. Because all they have released is an apology, not apology, which they have updated later on for some bizarre reason. And then they went real quiet. And they're advertising on social media like nothing has happened. And majority of people covering this game are not covering any of this because this is how they make their money. So if the game tanks, their YouTube career is also bust. Just, great, fantastic, wonderful place to find yourself in. Anyway, my career isn't dependent on this whatsoever, so I get to speak my mind. If it gets my account banned, then it gets my account banned. It's been pretty awful. Hopefully more places cover this because it's been pretty awful. And in my opinion, the only way to get through the awful is instead of going, the company needs time and be nice and don't accuse them of this, is is to demand everything that you want changed, to not play the game, to not pay money to the game, and to watch what happens next. This could be the last update for this game to come out ever. This could be where the population dies, or it could be what will be remembered as the worst update of Infinity Nikki, when they then spend the next 6 months, a year, 2 years rebuilding the confidence that people have completely lost in them. It's one or the other, babes. It How it goes is now entirely in the company's hands. Anyway, thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for allowing me to make videos like this. Without you, I wouldn't really have money to invest in video games. So this greatly, greatly helps. Thank you so much. And I hope that I'm gonna see you on my other videos that are a lot more planned and not filmed over a singular night while having a migraine during a heat wave. I hope that I'm never gonna have to record another video like this ever again. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I'm gonna see you in my other videos. I normally upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. One of these days can be a stream. Sometimes it's occult stuff, mostly it's gaming stuff. And outside of this week, that's gonna be highly unusual. My uploads normally stick to that schedule, and that's that. So, thank you for watching. I hope that I'm gonna see you in my other videos. Subscribe if you like this content. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't. Look into other videos that I've made. Figure out if you like them or you don't. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye, B.